Hello there, this is Software Sensei and welcome back to our brand new video. In today's video, let's look at if statements and else statements and how we use these conditions in JavaScript. So, enough talk, let's get it. Apologies for missing out a couple of days into uploading. I've been a bit busy a couple of days, but now I am back to uploading. So, stay tuned for more uploads to come. Okay, so let's look at different conditions on if statements. We'll call this variable let grade equals to 4. So this time we use an if condition to check whether this grade would be a pass or a fail. Let's use grade is less than or equals to 4, and this time we use console.log to check out whether if that condition is true. So in that message we say you passed. And there we go. So as you can see here, it shows this message. If you have a grade that has a 4, it shows that you passed. So let's change the statement here. If I put 6, let's say, still it shows that you have passed. But if it said below 4, we call it 3, then there's nothing. Why? Because we haven't setting out any other conditions to check whether if it is passed or if isn't passed. So this time to do this, we use a different condition. This time we call this as else. So in this curly braces next to it, we'll call else, and another curly braces. Inside the message, we'll call console.log and said you failed or didn't pass. There we go. It shows this message saying that you didn't pass. If I can just edit this as 1, it still shows didn't pass. 3.5, and as you can see here, it shows this message saying you didn't pass because the minimum required grade is a 4, and right now it's 3.5, and that message shows that you didn't pass. So here is a conditional statement for if and else statement using JavaScript. Let's look more for conditional statements like this. So in this example, we used a let value. So we call this as condition as a variable, and we'll assign it to false. So in this case, we'll use a Boolean variable to declare whether if the condition is true or if it's false. So if condition itself is true, console.log condition is true. If I refresh, so this one here sets to false in the Boolean variable. So we change this to true, and it will now display this as condition is true. But if it's false, then we use an else statement to check whether this condition statement is false. So console.log, and we'll print this as condition is false as the message. So if we refresh, and let's change this as to false, if I refresh, okay, so that's an issue. Another issue, so I think we don't need to read this. There we go. Now it shows condition is false because we set to this one as false, and as well as condition to true if this is true. using a Boolean variable. Alright, so let's look at nested if statements. So nested if statements are basically statements that can be defined inside of another statement. So for example, we'll say let age equals to 18. We'll assign this to 18 as a value, and also another declaration. We'll declare this as license and assign it to false. So again, we use a Boolean variable and also a value with both let conditions. And this time to do this, we use if age. Let's say if age is less than or equal to 18, we'll say console.log you're old enough to drive. This is the message here. Okay, so I misspelled console log. Okay, you're old enough to drive. And also, as a nested if, we want to define another if statement in here. So if license, and now we're declaring this as we are assigning to a message. So console.log. This one here shows you have a valid license as part of that message here. So let's say if this is true, then it will focus on this condition here. If this is false, then we use an else statement beneath. So this time, let's say if this is true on the license, you have a valid license. And again, if it's false, we use an else statement. And we'll assign this one as console log again. And saying this as you don't have a valid license yet. Okay, cool. So now we got the else statement. We define this as an if condition. Let's say if you already have a license. If you don't, then use an else statement to define, to check whether you have a license or not. And let's say if every condition statement has a license, and let's say if you not the maximum age limit, in this case we use an else statement, console.log the minimum age limit exceeded, or let's say minimum age is 18 plus. Okay, cool. So here is the nested if statement. Let's check. So let age equals to 18. Let's say if it's 17, it shows that minimum age is 18 plus. If I change this Boolean value to true, it'll still show this as the minimum age because we are it only executes this value here instead of that value, since it shows that the age limit is 18 plus. Let's say 20. This time now it shows a different message saying you're old enough to drive, you have a valid license. So now this time it focuses on this condition statement and also the another if statement here on the nested if. And let's say if it's false, it shows that you don't have a valid license yet. So let's say if you don't have a license, in this case it won't focus on this condition statement, it only focus on the else statement. So say 10, minimum age is 18. And yeah, this is how the nested if statement looks like. with all of the condition and statements all at once inside. I'm going to wrap up this video today. This will be demonstrated on if and else statements. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit a like, subscribe, comment, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a video. I'll be using these statements on my projects coming up, so stay tuned for that. This is your boy Soft Sen. I'm out. Peace.